Good morning, turtles. Hold on. There we are. I forgot a step. I know I did. This actually doesn't really work on the same monitor. I really like OBS on that monitor. I do need to find something better with this YouTube stuff. Mixing it into my dashboard would be an amazing place to put it, but I don't know if I like the idea of the Tamper Monkey or Grease Monkey scripts in actual practice. I mean, they probably work just fine when it's just, yeah. So you got me. I need stream helper running to help the stream. Um, Yeah, unsure really what to do with that because I can't see YouTube chat without having that, but then I can't see OBS. And I mean, what I've been doing recently is putting OBS on this monitor, which I'd like to get used to, but I'm not paying attention to the green red dot as well. It's out of my peripheral. Like, usually when it's over there, I can tell when I drop, even for a moment. Anyway, we're gonna do this and ignore it, and I can see the YouTube chat a little bit. Still been terrible with that, but takes practice. Couple things we're gonna talk about today. I recently made money from my racing stream, and we don't actually have a project to make money from on the racing stream. The racing stream is called Trailing Brakes, but I don't really want, or Racing Simulator, I guess, is what we've been calling it as a project. And it also has this income already, which I wouldn't say that income's for the racing sim. I would say that income is from this racing stream. I've never tracked time setting that stream up, which is not strictly good. I mean, for a while it was strictly a hobby stream, and then it kind of became this is probably a good outlet for advertising. I'm lightly using the word advertising, like it's a good content market for eventually bringing my sim to. If we can build that channel up, it'd be a good place to share it with others. Because it's directly the actual target audience. It would be a very good thing. Wow, I like the spreadsheet. How's it going, Jung? Thank you, thank you. If you want to use it yourself, you can use it right here. There's a free version on my Patreon, and there's also one that links up year to year and everything. A couple other power features for the paid one. If you support me even for a month on Patreon, you can grab that. So what I want to do is come into here, and we do have trailing brakes. Interesting, we don't have a racing simulator. We're going to need to do that at some point. Change all racing simulators to trailing brakes. Because trailing brakes has made nothing and spent money on. Yeah, that's going to be a to-do. We're going to have to go back through the old sheets and change that. Let's go do that real quick. Let's add a quick little to-do. Wait, where's the other... Huh. Where's my other... Right here. Okay, yeah, we brought it over here because we were doing those notes. Right, I remember that now. Okay, bring that over here again. General to-do? I think that's a general to-do. Look into a short Visual Studio debugging for a shortcut to step out of. We should actually do that someday. Ooh, these are really good ones to note too. See if we can find a way to get an audio alert or something much visible when I drop frames. That wouldn't be a bad idea. I don't need anything with withholding here. Idiot. Employees. However, this task is actually going to be a good one that we need to do at some point. We need to dive back into the old Indie career. Good morning, Bjorn. Oh, am I supposed to do this? Maybe we can copy paste though? I'm gonna try this. Jung, who are you? You changed your name. Or I'm not remembering. I would remember this name, no? Nice, silly. Let's try that. First place trophy. I don't know if that worked or not. You'd probably be close enough. It's gonna probably break things if I ever scrape this chat thing to see who got the first place trophies, but hey, that's life. Dive back into the old Indie Career Trackers and replace Racing Simulator with Trailing Brakes. Also, when doing this, there was a donation for the DD wheel that should change to Racing Stream. I don't know if we want to call it Racing Stream. Yeah. See, we have Tim Beaudet's Indie Adventure, Twitch, and YouTube. But we're going to want a Trailing Brakes Twitch, and I don't want that. That's going to be too long for typing on that thing. I'd have to go all the way like that. Yeah. I guess we could go with racing on Twitch. What would be a good project name for that channel? I call the channel Trailing Brakes. It's going to be my eventual sim, and I felt like it was also a good channel name. So when we do setup for that channel, we'll start tracking it now. Building Telemetry Buddy does go towards that channel, but oh, we don't even have Telemetry Buddy in here yet. Damn. I think we need to make it so we can have more projects. That's gonna break all the things. This is a pretty hard-coded fact of this sheet. I mean, we're not gonna be working on Accelerate really any further. So those 3 projects can probably go away. We might do a tiny bit of marketing on Accelerate this year, but yeah, we're already maxed out on projects this year, really. We would have to delete Accelerate. I mean, this year Accelerate has no things. Accelerate this year only has nothing. Accelerate to the North Pole has nothing. Accelerate to the Tropics has nothing. Which all makes sense. How about Trophy Brawler? Should have almost nothing. Has nothing. Does have some time. Why is the time not added here? Time is usually an expense. That's a little odd. If we put time into Trophy Brawlers, it goes into the expenses. That's part of the cost of the project. Huh. Yeah, that's what I expected. Time cost goes into the expenses. It's because it's a secondary. Ah, should still matter. Huh. I just learned something. Yeah, it kind of can't, too. That's going to be interesting. Okay, anyway, we're not playing with a sheet today. That's not our objective. We do have a bunch of objectives. Um, Objective number one is to think a little bit about the trailing brakes racing stream. I'm going to be trying to run a little bit of a racing study. The study of racing or the study of driving fast, or I don't know exactly what to go with on that, but we're going to be doing a little bit of a study over there. Good morning, Georgie, on YouTube. How are you doing? I hope I was pretty quick with that one. I don't know how long that was sitting there, but I try. I do, promise. So yeah, we're going to be working on... We are going to be working on the racing channel, in a way, both in terms of the idea that I have and for the study thing, maybe make myself go faster, and we're going to be working on Telemetry Buddy, which is the overlay over there. You guys may have seen that project. Eventually, I want to be selling my overlay to others to use. Good. Following you on Twitter. Love your work. Greetings from Follow Racing Game Dev. Yes. Okay. It was a lot faster on that message. I saw it come in. Drive. Drive, tire bites, projects. I guess we're going to call it Racing Stream. I don't really like the idea of that being the name of this, but... It's a terrible name. New folder. I'm going to call it Racing Stream. I'm going to give it a purple color. Purple for Twitch, because it's where I tend to stream it, but... Okay, and I want to make a copy of really any document. This one's going to work, though. File, make a copy, plug it in Racing Stream. The study of driving fast. Season 1. Make a copy. Okay. 135. It's idea generation for study of driving fast. My objectives with this. Grow trailing brakes racing stream on Twitch. That is actively one of my objectives. Another one of my objectives is improve my own and others. Improving the driving skills of myself and others. Okay. I don't think we're gonna get any wish list type of things, so let's get rid of that. Yeah. Target audience. We don't have a marketing campaign thing. That would be kind of cool to have, though. I'm going to go ahead and strike it out. It's not going to be useful for us right now, but it would be nice to have in the long run. Target audience is obviously drivers using iRacing. Possibly drivers using iRacing looking to improve their lap times in GT3 cars. I think we should just stick with GT3 cars. Okay, in this particular thing. So, I don't understand sleep at all. Not even a little bit. I am actually kind of annoyed with this. I gave up last night on the ability, thinking I was never going to wake up this morning. I've gone to sleep at 9:30 and missed waking up in the morning. Last night, I went to bed at 10-ish my time. I've been up for not quite an hour. I don't quite understand how I can get 4 hours of sleep and wake up, and I can't wake up with 9 or 10 hours of sleep. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so this is just a random little thing here. We're gonna go with, we're gonna use schedule to nail itself down. Schedule. Still looking, schedule and procedures. Still looking for an exact schedule. I'm thinking once a week. I'm thinking one night. Anything over 8 hours sleep kills me for the next day. I feel super tired and exhausted then. Don't know either how it works. I do realize there's a point of too much sleep and I, at least, will wind up in an endless cycle of you get more tired by getting too much sleep. Really weird to me too, but... And I do think 6.5 hours is about my perfect amount. I think I wind up getting 2 sleep cycles, and then I wake up on, like, a good timing of that. And I have a feeling that's sort of what happened with this 4 hours of sleep, is I got 1 REM cycle, and I woke up in the middle of them instead of, or, like, you know, in the dip. I woke up at a good time. Whereas If you wake up and you're in the middle of a REM cycle, it's probably way harder to actually wake up. You want to keep sleeping, you're in the middle of it. I also feel like the light alarm clock that I got, the sunlight alarm clock, when I wake up in the morning, my eyes are like, I'm ready. Like my eyes are already adjusted to light. it's it's the weirdest feeling, but it's like my eyes are open. It That's a real actual factor of that. That does not mean that I actually wake up. But it is at least one piece of waking up. Like I'm not sitting there all groggy. It's like highly like that part of this. And I even half sleep with blankets over my head. So I don't know how the sunlight thing helps me on that, because, I mean, I guess by the time I'm waking up. What's the duration of your light alarm fade in? I think I've got it set to half hour. And I believe the only options I have on mine is 60 minutes and half hour. I don't think it actually tunes in the different, like, I don't think you can go by 10 minutes. Maybe you can go by 10 minutes. Actually, I think you can. 10-minute intervals. Once you snooze it, it will be every 9. Actually, it won't be every 9 minutes. It'll be 1 minute. It goes basically 1 minute to get bright when you snooze it, because otherwise you're snoozing. Which I guess makes some sense. I actually kind of thought it would shut off for a minute and then start getting brighter the rest of the 8 minutes, but doesn't seem to be what happens when you snooze. Ultimately, I should not be snoozing it. I think I need to make it so that with the big alarm clocks, first time they go off, I'm up. No snooze period. Not even one. I don't know how I feel about that. I've been doing one snooze with the big alarm clock on the other side for years. This thing also has an alarm clock. I ignore it. This alarm clock's kind of the soft awake that the light is also providing in a different way. When I get up right away and don't snooze at all, that's usually when I feel my best. But it's hard. Yeah, that definitely can happen. And that is definitely hard. However, a couple nights ago I bit my lip while sleeping. I don't know what happened in my dream. I Why does it feel like did I drop frames? No. OBS doesn't seem to think so. Restream thinks I ended my stream already. Oh no, they're giving me a 2-week. That's dumb. That's dumb. Okay, never mind. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I thought that was actual information. No, I seem to actually have disconnected a moment. Turtlebot did anyway. Okay. So, study of driving fast. Last night I couldn't stop thinking about this. This was part of my issue with going to sleep last night. Other than the fact that I'm Princess in the Pea, and any tiny little thing in my bed is upsetting to me. Be it temperature, be it the blanket got tangled, be it... It doesn't matter. There's a fold in my sheet underneath me. Like... that in combination with Active Head. And Active Head I defeated by writing myself a text message so that I could just dump it out and then not have to sit there and be like, don't forget this, don't forget that. Nah, just write it out. Takes a moment, gets it out of your head. I will attribute getting to sleep by doing that, at least a little bit. Here, let's transfer this from here to this. This is kind of a little to-do list. Things I need to do is figure out what tracks have comparison laps on VRS or Garage 61. We went through a bunch of tracks yesterday. Choose 4 tracks to use for the study of driving fast. I like this. I like this name. This name is kind of cool. First week will be 4 sessions, 30 minutes each. 20-minute practice, 10-minute qualifying. Each driver sets their baseline lap time for each track. Okay. Four sessions, 30 minutes each track. Drivers set their baseline lap times. Baseline lap time. I don't know if I like the way that says baseline lap time. That doesn't feel like it's base lap time. Sure, let's go with base lap time. Each other week, or the regular weeks, will be 4 sessions, where we have 20-minute practice. First session is last week's track. Last week's track final time is setting last week's track final time. 20-minute practice. I'm actually thinking 30-minute quali. Or maybe 10-minute practice, 20-minute quali. I figure the qualification settings are, or whatever you want to call it, is a little bit better for 30 minutes qualifying. Could be practice. Practice / qualifying. I need to figure out how I care about practice or qualifying. We could just straight up use practice laps. The kind of reason I don't want to do the practice laps, and we could also just keep the 20 minutes, 10 minutes. The idea I like of quali, and I'd like it to be solo quali, is so you don't have aerodynamics messing up your laps. Like, oh, I got behind somebody and, you know, the toe is what actually the lap time came from. That does matter a fairly significant amount. If you guys have watched me race over there. So you start with last week's track, basically qualifying. Setting final time. Then 3 sessions of this week's track, each being 20 practice, 10-minute qualifying, 15 minutes between each session for analyzing. I don't know if 15 minutes is going to be enough. Okay, that's basically what I wrote down my notes. A little bit differently than this, but I think that'll work good enough. We got it on this paper. So one of the things we're going to need to do is figure out, excuse me, laps, tracks, Summit Point, Raceway. Summit Point has an oval. Record holder, 30 records. Do you got a Porsche? There is a Porsche. I need the Porsche GT3. This would be the one. A 106. So this one seems to have something. We got ranking. Is this all for the Porsche? Yes, it is. Good. So this is the thing that I want to check. I want to check out some of the cars here. At least Garage 61 has this. Let's see what we got on VRS, if we can find that. So we want to find tracks for this car. These are tracks I've driven. You're not going to show me tracks, like I can't just go searching for them. I mean, thankfully I've actually driven this one. I don't know if I had you recording at that point or not, though. Summit Point, I did. That doesn't help me look for somebody else's stuff, though. Go all seasons? Yeah, it's... Okay, it's going to be problematic. Yeah, I think you actually need to pay for that version on this one. So we're probably going to stick with Garage 61 as our telemetry helper. So the other one I wanted to do would be Alton Park. Alton Park International. We did the Chicanes. Okay, there's plenty of stuff in there. VIR South. No laps found here. 2008. What is the 2008? Got 1 lap here. So yeah, that one's probably a bad one. I am thinking the schedule. VR South. Okay, where's our actual... We have this list over here. We should either take this list and dump it into this sheet, or we should just keep it separate. Plenty of comparison on Porsche GT3 and Garage 61 for Porsche and GT3. So if we don't get this mark, it's not going to work. This one has plenty. Does not get the mark. What about the north? The north course, because we were looking at that a little bit. I wouldn't say plenty. It has some, but probably not plenty. We're not going to go to VIR then. And that's the nail in the coffin there. Lime Rock almost certainly has plenty. Come on, it's Lime Rock. Lime Rock is like Grand Prix Classic. Classic is probably the one I'd be running. I ran Chicane over there, but... Or I ran Grand Prix, which is the one with chicanes. Both of them have it. For this and no chicanes. For this and Classic. Which has no chicanes. Okay, I'll know what that means. Circuit de Lebanon. Circuit de... You actually are going to expect me to type in that that E rather. Circuit de Lebanon has plenty. Excuse me. Okay, Circuit de Lebanon has plenty. Rudskogen Motor Center. Seems to have plenty. I'm going to say most of them are probably going to have plenty. VIR South was probably an anomaly in all of this. Osher Sleben. Osher Sleben Grand Prix. That's the one we did. Plenty. Winton. Wasn't a huge fan of Winton. I'd say Winton is not going to happen. We're already going to jump off this one. We did National. There are a few less, but I think Winton's going to be off the table. Because why would we do it at 7 of 10 when we have some 9 of 10s already? In fact, I would say the only other one would be Scuba. And Scuba has... That was Scuba 2000 full. That's a decent amount. Not as many as the other ones. Okay. I would go with enough. Not as many. Like, if we went back to Lime Rock, for instance, Grand Prix, Classic. Like, look at the size of the scroll bar. You scroll for a while. It's a fair bit more. I'm honestly thinking Summit Point, Olton Park. leading on for the elevation gain and loss. Couple blindish corners, especially with brake points. Solid elevation gain and corners that desire some level of braking and turning. At least 2 corners have positive camber. So maybe that one. We get one more. One section didn't have good flow, but would be good throttle brake practice. Lots of long corners might make it good practice for keeping the car happy and set in the turn. Snetterton was I really liked Snetterton it had a really good braking, turning moment. Much of the track was pretty nice, but the middle section is too slow for the Porsche. It didn't flow. Might make good technical practice in that area. Few decreasing radius and tight turns, except we listed that as 7. Redskogen or Oschersleben? Oschersleben is a 9. Plenty of comparisons. Yeah, long corners, good for setting the car and keeping it happy. Some chicane. I guess I'll go Oschersleben. How's Snailed It coming along? It's going. We're not working on it today. We're doing other things today, but yeah, it's coming. I think those would be our four tracks, unless we wanted. I mean, they're all 4 9 of 10s, so interesting. They were all the 9 of 10s that I wrote. I gave Lime Rock an 8 of 10, probably because I was hesitant about it more than because those first couple corners were good. Final 2 corners are bumpy. Chicane was rough, but that's because we did the Grand Prix layout. We should have done the Classic. Should absolutely have done the Classic. However, I think we got our 4 tracks. I think these will be our 4 tracks. And it's going to be 6 weeks, by the way. 6 weeks. And back to the study of driving thing over here. The first 4 weeks, the regular study weeks will we each have 4 sessions where, and then final 6th week will be 4 sessions, 30 minutes each track. Where we basically do this stuff again. Driver sets their base lap time again to measure any improvements. All sessions will have identical weather. Qualifying sessions will be done I'm debating whether we go with ideal weather or I think we should go with ideal weather for keeping these as relevant as possible because most people have, I mean, their track temps are high, so interesting. They probably went with high track temps to get those track temps are higher than I would have expected for that. Yeah. Maybe we don't get as much control over the track temp. I would have expected setting it cool, which is what they seem to be doing here, would automatically cool the track down when partly cloudy, but it could be a little bit excuse me, a little bit random. This guy had 12 gallons in the tank. Why does this setup have a yellow thing? Good morning, Wooch. How are you doing? All sessions will have identical weather. Unsure. Probably ideal, overcast. Ideal morning, overcasty. Overcast sky. Times will be set in solo qualifying sessions to avoid draft and other effects, draft tampering with times. I do wonder if we should be running each session with the 20-minute 10, 20-minute 10, 20-minute 10. I've never actually created one of those before. I believe that's going to be 50 cents to run a session like that. And can I create multiple hosted things prior to? New one. Test. We just won't press the checkout button. Server admin. I would definitely like help if there's anybody that wants to help. Can we make it so we ooh. Oh, you suck. We can't do what I want to do. It's either open practice or qualify and race. Yeah, or we need a race. Damn it. I didn't want a race. Stream category is wrong. Should be software and... Oh, I just... Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Software and development. How you doing, Restigan? Good morning. Might even want to put iRacing in there, but... You have unallocated time and will be charged for the full amount. Yeah, well, that's cool. Oh, I wanted to run a practice and qualifying, so we can't do that. It's got to be either open practice. Oh, it's 50 cents an hour. I thought it was 50 cents a half hour. Okay, 50 cents an hour is a little bit. Time limit details. What does this thing want to say? Something went wrong. That was useful. You're not part of any leagues. Create or join one. So 1 hour is the minimum the server can be up for. So we'd probably go with... I don't like it being an hour. That destroys everything. So I can't do what I wanted with my schedule. And you can't have... You can't do lone qualifying period. Hell, you can't even do open qualifying period. You can only do open practice or the lone qualifier into a race. You can only do 4 laps. That's the most you can do. All of our tracks are going to take roughly... What do we have? 110, 135. That's a little longer. Call this a minute 40 for any drivers that are slower than me. It's going to be a little bit slower on the out lap too. So you have 1 minute and 45 seconds. We need to convert that to seconds. That's 95, 105 seconds. 105 times 4 for our fast laps, plus 125 for an out lap, divided by 60 is 9 minutes. Call it 10 minutes then. And that should be plenty of time, even for the worst case. You get 4 laps. That's not really what I wanted to set up, though. Oh, I really like the idea of the half hours. I don't know how well it's going to work with alt-tabbing and leaving and joining the session to learn with. And if we are to do that, I would say we just go with bump this to 2 hours. And then do that. You get an hour and 45 minutes of practice. Ugh. We picked small tracks, which is good, except we can't do solo qualifying without having the race. Can you do lone qualifying? No, no matter what, we're gonna have that. Open qualifying and race. I don't want open qualifying, I want lone. So practice, lone, and race. If we did that with... This would be an absolute waste of things, but if we went back to... Actually, can we do warm-up? Yeah, let's do it that way. So then we could go with 20, 10 minutes, 4 laps, allow you to warm up, whatever. Well, we don't need 2 hours now. Now we just need the 1 hour. And then we got 20, 10, the rest of the warm-up, and a 5 minute race. And effectively, we're only going to use this part of the session. Like, we only care about that first half of the session. The second half, that's not a part of the session we care about. People can stay and drive around and warm up if they want, and if they really, really want, they can go do a race. But could you do a reverse grid? No. Race options would be sports car. I'd probably do some iRacing thing. Can you do qualifying conduct? Series branding. You can't do like a reverse grid, huh? Okay, add a car, 12 available. 12 available? What do you mean 12 available? Add a car class, 12 available. Oh, 12. You can choose up to 12 things. GT3 class, please. The hell is GT3 class 2 and 4 and 5? Huh? Class 2 is the Ferrari and Mercedes. Class 4 is the BMW, Lamborghini, Evo Old, and Ferrari. Wow. That seems crazy. It's not too bad. They're giving you all the options, and then some of them are limited. Track, we would choose this first one would be Summit Point. Oh, Summit Point Raceway, correct. Okay. We're not actually going through the buying purchase. I'm just trying to find what's limited. Like, we've already learned that my time is different than what I was anticipating. But we can still do the time I want by just using the first half of the session. And that'll give me exactly what I wanted. 20 minutes of practice, 10 minutes of qualifying. It'll be lone qualifying. Everyone will set their times. And then we'll just ignore the rest of the session. We'll go do our analyzation. People can stay and warm up if they wish. After we're done analyzing, we start a new session. This is the only bit of the session we care about, which is kind of dumb. But they don't have a half an hour practice lone qualifier option. Time of day. Huh. Oh, I see. You want to start earlier. We're going to start you at 8 a.m. Sunrise was at 6 a.m. So qualifying will start at 8:20. $8:30. There you go. Huh. Time acceleration is unavailable when static weather is enabled. That's fine. Weather. We would keep static weather. Overcasty skies. Cool temps. As low of the wind as we can. I don't know what we'd want for humidity. Is 0% humidity realistic? Should we just stick with like a 30% humidity? I don't know. I don't know what humidity does for your lap times. But let's just say that we did that. We'll have to figure that out as we go. Yeah, I don't see any way to do like a reverse qualifying for the grid. But that'd be kind of a cool thing if we could do a reverse qualifying for the grid. I could set up a, I would assume we could do a 1-lap race. Yeah, we can do a 1-lap race. And we could put the slower cars in front, faster cars in the back. There's gotta be a way to do that. Said at least 3 laps. Never mind, they require you to do 3 laps. Never mind. So we just ignore that side of that half of the thing. The end. 29 pits will be shared. Max drivers. I don't see us getting... I vaguely feel like limiting this would be useful. There are only 29 pit stops in this particular track. Okay. I think we've learned the things we need to learn. Still looking for an exact schedule. Thinking one night each week. About 3 hours of racing with 30 minutes on, 15-minute break. Break for analyzing, repeat. Technically, it wouldn't quite be that. It wouldn't quite be 3 hours because you'd have 15 minutes short, but you'd have 30 plus 15, then you get 30 plus 15, you get 30 plus 15, then you get 130. You divide that by 60 to get the number of out. Yeah. 2 3/4. 15 minutes shy of 3 hours. Schedule and procedures. It does seem iRacing host is 50 cents per hour and a minimum of 1 hour. We would likely need to set up a practice 20 min, lone qualifying 10 min, 4 laps, warm up, 45 min, 55 min, no, 25 min. Race, 3 lap, 5 minutes, where we ignore the second 30 minutes of the session. Too bad you couldn't close the server early. That would be fine. I don't care about losing the other 30 minutes. My actual concern with it would be it's going to show up in the public server list, and I want it to it's part of how I want to build this stream up. The racing stream, that is. But what is people going to feel like when they get there and it's empty? How do we have such few viewers at an hour and 15 minutes on a regular time? My stream health is, I mean, my own health in streaming has been terrible too, so I am certainly the one to be blaming for bumpiness in getting started in the morning. We talked about that a little bit this morning. A huge amount. It's also a Sunday, but that usually doesn't matter too much. Set up a practice session where we ignore the second 30 minutes of the session. I have no issue ignoring that 30-minute. No issues grabbing an hour and ignoring some of the session, except it will be listed publicly, and I'd make sure doesn't feel empty, just I worry the empty server could hurt stream that we are trying to grow. That is a concern. So in that event, people would go to the hosted section, which I haven't used very much. There are no active sessions. Well, now, okay, that's better. There are now some hosted sessions. Interesting. I didn't realize that when you lock it, it still shows. It'll show my name underneath. It'll show the track. Doesn't show much name, though. Like, it's not like I can put trailing brakes on it. Can't even put any information in here. Got a bunch of admins. Hey, session description. We do have a session description. "15 hours of practice? Holy moly." What? Did I read that right? Time limit 15 hours. Is this in hours or 15 minutes? So this is what people would wind up seeing. They would be able to read that, although who's going to read that? I would suspect they're going to ignore that entirely. They didn't write a session info. I don't even see where I would have written my session info. Did anyone see a session info when I was going through that host? Like the create a race thing? Create a race, new race, description, right here. Right stuff here. I'm wondering if we do give it a password, and then we just say at the bottom, so we write, this is what study of racing, study of driving fast is, right? So we write a bunch of blah, blah, blah that describes it the best we can in this format. And then we go ahead and say password to join. Public password is go fast. I don't know. Just coming up with something, right? And of course we'd put go fast here. What are our thoughts on that? That would then make a lock symbol in front of our name. It still gets in the list, so that's that. Okay, it'll get in the list as long as somebody doesn't do this, because people could easily open registration expired, clear filters, has no password, right? There you go, boom. Then it's not in everyone's list. That's valid. And people are probably going to want to put that on if they are actually using hosted, they're probably going to have that on to get rid of that. Yeah, that makes more sense. Is populated, gets rid of the empty ones. I mean, as long as people are using is populated, that'll get rid of the issue of that warm-up / race session. Okay. Except it will be listed publicly and worry the empty server could hurt the stream that we are trying to grow. I want to copy another thing. We have a document in here trying to grow our stream growth ideas, building the stream. Make a copy of this one. Make a copy. We're going to put this inside of Racing Stream. The date is 2024-03-17. Check 17. It's not an article to promote stream. It is building racing stream. Make a copy. So one of the big things I have for an idea of building this racing stream is attempting to increase viewership. 2024, kind of built in that title already, 03-17. Trying to spend about 5 hours. 5 hours in what period of time? Yeah. Trying to increase viewership and community engagement, maybe. Engagement for trailing breaks. Racing stream. Why do people watch sim racing? iRacing in particular. or related streams on Twitch. Ooh. What keyboard are you rocking? This would be yeah, Kinesis Freestyle Edge RGB. I can always forget some specific in that name, which is why I had to do the keyboard command. Why do people... Yeah, let's see. So all of these are going to get a nice little... Sounds crispy. Crispy? Text strike through. Things that have helped in the past. Having a stable schedule. Race night each week. Possibly while being near top Skippy. I'm going to leave that as almost certainly part of the thing that has helped it. So this is our idea dump. This is where we just throw ideas around. Idea dump, we're going to do the study of driving fast. Practice and analyze the driving on a more... How's it going, Erwin? Erwin says hi from YouTube. Probably like 20 minutes ago, and I probably missed it. Maybe not, though. I don't know. I'm really bad with YouTube chat, but I'm trying. I'm really... As it grows, I'll get a little bit better. It will happen. Practice and analyze driving on a more... Driving to improve... To go faster. Improve lap times. Gain speed. We're going to do this with hosted sessions. Hosting live sessions. Hosting sessions in iRacing to build a community with this. Using free tracks. So you just need a car, iRacing, and probably a steering wheel and such, but yep. What are things that would not allow the racing stream to grow? This is probably true, but... Racing randomly. Having no set schedule. Viewers can't anticipate race night, for instance. And these are articles that we had written. So we're going to get rid of that. That's not applicable here. So why would people watch sim racing? It can be a rush. They can engage with a driver. Hmm. Engaging with driver. Study of driving fast. It's currently my only idea on this stream growth. I'd like to have other ideas on this. And bring back a regular race night. I just don't know which one it's going to be yet. I'm thinking about running the study on Thursdays, but I'd kind of like to do a weekend because that might be a little bit easier for people to make happen. I believe DeCito said not too late they'd be able to join the hosted sessions. But all the same, actually, another idea that I think that would be a good one is having a unique overlay. Showing the relative bar as I do with two cars. It's a great start. People have enjoyed. Let's leave them as viewers have commented. There's a great display. I've personally felt most racing streams have too much info. Can't find what I want. I guess we go personally. Nope, that doesn't work. I felt. The end. I guess that can work. What information is actually desired? When? So we're solving this with telemetry buddy. I believe this is actually a really good idea to continue putting time into that. What are other things we could do to increase the growth of the racing stream. Creating a set schedule for racing. Seriously. I'm very much considering Tuesday GT3 challenge. Well, here's the thing. I'm running 2 series, or at least I'm semi-trying to run 2 series. They are both in the same car. So that part's good. And in this car, I can get semi-safe to drive in an hour or so. Although we can tell that my iRating is not holding itself for IMSA quality. iRacing credits. Well, don't do it there. iRacing credits for... I'm going to put for free, but what I mean here is for participation. If you joined 5 years ago, you'll get $5 in credit. What are you talking about? $1 in credit will be the minimum. Oh, 15th. And $15 the maximum for every active driver. When did we get that? I don't recall getting credits for a 15th year anniversary, and I was definitely there. I believe I actually created my account in 2009. I don't remember getting $14 in credits. What? No way to earn participation credits if you are a subscription-only player. I mean, subscription-only player. Yeah, of course. I see. Subscription-only player not buying any of the tracks. Yeah. You are probably going to need to buy tracks for that. Correct. I want to know how much this participant... There you go. This is what we want. Up to $10 per season. Maximum is $10 in a season. Okay, so... me running both of them would max it out at $10. And... either of them would give me $7 automatically. I'm vaguely wondering about not running IMSA yet. I don't know if anyone was here last night for last night's race night. IMSA's racing in the rain, and I do like racing in the rain. Okay, I guess let me put it this way. I am considering only running IMSA. However, if we do that, we're going to have to really watch our safety record. Yeah, there's a very real possibility if we keep doing what we did last night. And the last time we raced the Porsche, I don't remember what track we were on. The last 4 races, I've dropped safety record, like, bleeding it off like crazy. Also, once the Bathurst 12-hour race falls off the other end of the thing, my safety record is going to fall even further all by itself, even if I do a good race. That's just how their corner peak works. So I have a feeling I'm not going to be able to race IMSA for a whole series. And there's no way I'm going to be able to grind back up to IMSA in the middle of a season. Like, I just don't have that amount of time. I'd effectively need to join the GT3 and grind the heck out of many races without any incidents to get back into it. Turtles, you're quiet. Real quiet. How's it going? What's going, you know? Welcome, welcome. Hmm. There's a lot of thoughts in my head. Now I don't know which season to which one to race. We raced IMSA last night. I have a hunch that I won't be able to stay in IMSA for the whole season. And if that's true, we should probably race the GT3. Because I do have, all the tracks in the GT3. Except for the one that's going on this week. Well, that's already going to give us our maximum credits too, because it's two different series. The GT Sprint and then the GT3, whatever it is. I was probably going to do the endurance on Sundays. Right. So it would be 3 different series, Class B, and Class C. Buy it now? Why buy it now? So on a regular week, we would get these 3 things. But we don't get rain. I wish we had the rain in here. GT3s aren't getting the rain until probably a season or 2 when they finished those cars. IMSA's getting rain. Rain is fun to drive in. But I really don't think I'm going to be able to keep my Class A the whole season. We only have 4 drop races. We also have several tracks that we would need to buy. Schedule. So we'll have to buy Algarve, Long Beach, Mugello, and Misano. Wow. That's 4 tracks I haven't even driven, ever. Not even a single lap of. Next week is at Sebring. Wonder why that is. It's because it's going racing there. Are you guys at Sebring next week? I wouldn't be surprised if you are. You're not, you're at Interlagos. Interesting. Next week is the 12 hours of Sebring on here. I can't say that I'm doing it Sebring tends to be a track I don't love all that much. I mean, it's not bad once you get into the rhythm, but it's not my favorite track. Let's leave it there. Road America, Red Bull Ring, Road Atlanta. Ooh, that's going to be a fun season ender. We got the Suzuka, Mount Panorama. I haven't raced too many reps. You guys are still going Sebring here? Why wouldn't you put Sebring at there then? That feels weird. Let people practice it during the week of the whatchamacallit. The 12-hour. They probably didn't want to overload their entire service with just Sebring, but I think it would have been a good thing to do. Creating set schedule for racing and sticking to it. Seriously. I think instead of running GT3 plus IMSA, we need to choose one or the other. Good morning, League Geek. I have bad news to break. Do you remember our last correspondence last night? Yeah. Something along the lines of, it's late, I should go to bed. At the time you had texted to go on to Rocket League, I was actually winding down and ready for bed. Like, I was finishing up my show, and less than 10 minutes later, lights out. That all went to plan. What didn't go to plan is usually lights out entails sleeping. I didn't get to sleep until 1:30. Just for context, that's something like hours after that text message. 3 hours, I think, if I'm doing my math right. Oh my god. Should have stayed up and played Rocket League. Would have been a way more useful and enjoyable way to spend time. If I would have known I was going to stay up for 3 extra hours, I absolutely would have jumped in and played some Rocket League, because why not? So this morning, I'm trying to brainstorm some ideas on building up the racing stream. I want to see if we can't triple the viewership over there. Get it back into the 20s. I'd like to see mid-20s. Mid-20s is a bit higher than it used to be, but I'd like to see it. So my goal is basically 24-ish, which is about 3.5 times larger than what it is right now. We're getting like 6 to 8 at this particular moment. So that's going to be my target. 24 to 30 people watching racing stream on a regular basis. And of course, for them to watch on a regular basis, we need to set up a schedule and stick to it. That's going to be, I think, point number 1 in my idea dump. I think this is absolutely one that we're going to make happen. But we need to come up with what we're going to do. It used to be Skippies. I used to race every Wednesday night. And then I changed it to Tuesday night for a while, but either way, we had a weekly race night. I'm gonna bring back a weekly race night, but we're trying to. I kind of wanted to run both GT3 and IMSA, but especially because they run different tracks, I think we need to choose one or the other. And here's the thing. I really do want to race IMSA. It has multi-class racing. It has rain. Like, those both feel amazing. I want to play with that more. We're also learning the Porsche. So maybe it's wiser to stick with plain old GT3. No multi-class racing, no rain. Sag face. Learn the car a little bit better this season. And get a better base on our Class A. I'm afraid of racing IMSA and then losing a Class A. That's what I'm afraid of. I'm afraid of getting halfway through the season, losing Class A, and there's going to be nothing I can really do against that. If we lose the Class A, we can't race IMSA. We dropped from a 4.99 to a 3.18, I think, in 4 races. It's an incredible drop. Where the heck is my, I don't think results and stats is this what I, yes, this is exactly what I want. So in the last 4 races, we had 18 incidents, 10 incidents. You're not showing me. Can you show, yeah, show some results per page, man. 11 incidents and 8 incidents. Where were these ones? These were week 13. Oh, we can ignore those ones. Those are week 13. We don't care about week 13. Summit Point in the Skippy was 9 and 12. Well, Summit Point was 9. Then we were Circuit of the Americas. Right, Circuit of the Americas killed me. I didn't practice quite enough. In fact, we did 2 practice sessions. Really wish we just showed how much I had driven. But effectively, starting at Circuit of the Americas race, we lost 0.28. We were 499. We lost 0.28. And then we played in the Skippy, and somehow I had a bad race on the Skippy. Yeah, I don't remember exactly what happened, but we had a rough race in the Skippy. And 0.38. 0.28, 0.38, all gone. And then our next race that counted was yesterday. 0.99, gone. 0.16 gone. I need to keep that number above an A 1.0. Barest minimum. I would ideally like to keep it above a A3. I am not super confident we can do that across the... I mean, the races are longer, so that as long as we have a clean race, it should be easier to maintain our safety rating. And if we are racing... Like, it should be, in theory, it should be easier to keep it up. We just need to keep it clean. Keeping it clean on a wet track is a little harder. I can give myself some leeway for last night when we raced the wet IMSA series. The dry IMSA series getting 18 was a little ridiculous. Somehow the car broke. That's all I can say. Somehow the car broke. What is the IMSA schedule? How do you rate a track you've never been to? Do you call that average? Oh, you guys just dropped. We're back. I don't know what you just lost. Apparently my stream and everything just dropped. Sorry about that. I got a question. I'm going to rate all the tracks to figure out which series I should run. And I'm going to ignore my worries about Class A license or not. Maybe we can hold on to it. But how would you rate a track you've never been to? I see fail screen, but hear audio. Probably need to refresh. Refresh. That's weird you hear me if you see the fail screen. I saw the fail screen pop up my things for a moment. Where's the IMSA? I guess you just go to average. That would make the most sense, right? If you don't know, you go to average. So we're looking for IMSA. This is the thing. Suzuka. Suzuka I like. Also, it's this week. We're going to ignore this week. Schedule. Sebring. I don't know if that's a 1 or a 2. I'm going to give it a 1. Far below average. Algarve. Never been to. We're going to give it a 3. Imola. Imola? I don't know if I've ever been there. I have the track. I don't think it's a free track. So I've been there at least once. Probably in the Skippy. I don't recall it at all. One would think I should be able to know this track at least a little bit from Formula 1. I'm going to go with average because I don't know it enough. Road Atlanta, I love Road Atlanta. 5. 5 for Road Atlanta. Long Beach. Never been. We're going to give it a 3. 3 is average. Mugello. Never been. Going to give it a 3. 3 is average. Spa. I like Spa. I wouldn't call it one of my favorite tracks, but I'd give it at least above average. 4. Laguna Seca, I'd give it an average. It's not a bad track, but I wouldn't be like, the hell is Indianapolis Motor? I don't think I've ever been here. Clearly I bought the track, and I've probably raced the Skippy on it once or something. I'm going to give it an average because I haven't raced it enough. It's getting a lot of averages here. Misano. And then Detroit, I like Detroit. Detroit's fun. It's also risky, but that does make it fun. I'm going to go with 5. I'm going to go with 5. Okay. So the score for IMSA is 36. This is the IMSA score. I'm going to write that in chat just so I know. IMSA score 36. Actually, let's write it in my little document. I've got a document for a reason, Tim. IMSA requires Class A, but has rain and multi-classing. IMSA track rating. IMSA track scores. Okay, GT3 track scores. All the first week. 1 to 5 rating. Sum of all but first week. Okay, let's go do the same thing for the other series. GT3, sir. The advantage to the GT3 one, IMSA probably has this too, though. I shouldn't say the advantage too. We could race on Sunday, the long race each week too. So we could do like a Tuesday, Thursday race night, long race on Sunday. I'm sure that IMSA has that as well. But GT3 Challenge, this is good enough for our schedule. Algarve we don't have, and we're ignoring the first week. We do have the rest of the tracks. So that's a benefit. Autodroma, I'm going to say that's a 4. It's been a while since I've been there, but 4. Interlagos. Watkins Glen. The Boot. Watkins Glen is pretty fun. I know this track. Let's give it a 4. Road America, I enjoy Road America. 5. Monza. Been a long while since I've raced Monza. I know it a little bit. But this isn't about whether I know it. I don't know if I like its flow very much. I'm going to go with a 3. 24 hours of Le Mans. I haven't driven this track, as far as I'm aware. I own it, though. That's good. I'm going to give it an average, because I haven't really driven it. Red Bull Ring. I've driven it. I don't remember it very much. I'm going to give it an average for now. Mount Panorama is one of my favorite circuits. If we could go more than 5, I would. 5. Nürburgring. That's the combined. So that's both of them. It's a fun track. It's exhausting. Giving it a 4. Suzuka. We were just at Suzuka. Giving it a 4. And Road Atlanta is one of my favorites. 5. Well, this is going to be a no contest. I'm gonna bring this down to a 3. Still no contest. 39. 39 or 40 points. Think of it as 50 points was available. Actually, not even 50. 45 points was available. 39 of 45. $39 to $40. Like, we're gonna go to the first one. My gut instincts was to say 4 on that. We're gonna go with 40. So, tracks. I like GT3 tracks. Plus, I already own them all. I know I should be racing with GT3. At this point, I know that we should stick with GT3s for the season. There's enough good things about sticking with GT3s that's what I should do. I just really want to play with multi-class and rain. Like GT3s, I have no issue and confidence of staying above my license rating. I'm not going to lose my license and get knocked out halfway through. I like the tracks better, or at least I own all the tracks and I like them better. It's hard to say those new tracks. Maybe I like those new tracks a lot when I get them. I don't know. That's usually new tracks take a while to warm up to, but it could happen. Where does the IMSA Endurance series go? That would be this one. They're at Suzuka. That's a 4-hour race? 6-hour race. 6-hour race every other week with IMSA. Okay. What is this one? This schedule is also every other week, following the IMSA schedule. Does it follow the IMSA? Yes. Why is it only every other week? Confusing. So that these two don't compete with each other? Race starts at 10 a.m. What is your schedule, though? You get 10 a.m. Oh, this is the wrong one. You got, oh, I can't do a 6-hour race. Are you crazy? March 23rd. We're gonna do Suzuka March 23rd? We're not even near the 23rd. That feels weird. So you're not running the same schedule, or you were running it like super delayed? Huh. Okay, well, that's that. Smart choice appears to be GT3. But I want to play with rain. I want to play in the rain, turtles. I mean, I don't know if rain is going to happen every week in IMSA, but it's happening in Suzuka right now. I think we're going to stick to GT3. Okay. So we need to figure out two things on two. We need to schedule two things. I need to know what day of the week I'm going to do the study of driving fast, and what day or days I'm going to be racing the GT3. I do like the idea of, man, I keep closing this thing, but we're not going to use VRS. We've already decided that at this point. We're going to go all in on Garage 61. iRacing. So we go to GT3. We're going to decide that. And you guys had the endurance, which was the 3-hour race right here. Yes. So we're going to race in the Fanatec GT3 Challenge and the GT Sprint. These two series, they run hour after hour. Those are going to be either Tuesdays, Wednesdays, or Thursday nights. This thing runs Saturday afternoon or Sunday afternoon, we can actually run the 3-hour races. That wouldn't be bad. Definitely not doing Sunday morning or Saturday morning at 5 a.m. No. And I'd say these are additional to, not, I don't know if I'd say these are scheduled. Okay. Right. Still looking for an exact schedule. I'm thinking one night each week, about 3 hours of racing. Simon said later at night. The CEO said not too late. I think they're both in Europe, so that's going to be challenging. Hold on one second. Um. Okay, I was going to do this for a little bit, which we did. I think we need a lot more time on cooking in this. And this stuff needs to mull a fair bit more. I also want to keep working on Telemetry Buddy a bit. Specifically, let me get this running. I need to flip a setting on it. Is it not going to run? iOverlay is currently running, visible. Race preview. Huh. It's supposedly running, but it closed its window or something. Okay, that's not cool. Huh. I thought it wasn't running because of things. Anyway, standings general. What I want to do is... Wasn't iOverlay. I mean, iOverlay doesn't appear to be running, despite it saying it is. I haven't seen the little thing pop up. And oops. I also just turned on race preview. And that should be live, but that's still not really doing things for me. Race control, reload cameras. The other one I was looking for was VRS. VRS. Settings. Don't upload replays larger, upload best laps. Where am I uploading these replays to? Upload these. Use the system proxy settings to connect to the internet. Backup telemetry. Allow VRS to slice iRacing disk telemetry files into single lap files. Enable us to have separate disk telemetry file for each lap instead of keeping several laps in the same file. This allows us to process and upload your telemetry after each lap while you're driving. Wait, you can read these files while it's going? Maybe not exactly instantaneously. Enabling this is not recommended if you're using other telemetry tools. So then don't do that. Yeah, don't do that. I am using other telemetry tools. Activate and process disk telemetry when driving. Disk telemetry contains more telemetry channels. Correct. Lap per lap data on another monitor would be pretty cool with that feature. Yeah, I wonder why they actually need to slice up their file. Like, just keep a read pointer, and then you read the data of the lap. Stop reading that data. Continue reading the data of the next lap. But it might be doing something different that I'm not aware of. Like, it might be, yeah. Regardless, I'm trying to find a button that's going to make it so that I could use this and the other one. I'm going to allow them to both record for now, and I think I'm going to stick with Garage 61, despite them being in alpha development. It seems to be, at least the free version, more usable. I can actually search out tracks. I have picked the 4 tracks we're going to do. I don't know if I want to strictly announce them, but if you had already watched the stream, you got them. So it's not like they're hidden. But I'm not going to be racing a Porsche on those cars until we get this stuff sorted, because I figure it's going to be a 6-week program of some form, where once a week we get together and do the practice schedule. The practice schedule is going to look like 4. I'm on the wrong document. That's part of my problem. So 4 sessions, 30 minutes each session. And the first week will be 1 session of each track, setting our baseline lap times. Each track you'll get 20 minutes of practice, and then we'll do a 10-minute qualifying with 4 laps. 10-minute 4 laps qualifying. That's what everything's going to be based off. It's going to be based off the 4-lap qualifying things. We'll take our best time out of the 4 laps. Anytime we're in the qualifying, it's going to be solo qualifying. That way we don't have things like draft affecting us. During the practice, that's going to be an open practice with other cars and such. But yeah, I'm trying to make it so we have the most consistent. Like, it's not the track or anything changing, it's you and your progression. So, or at least me and my progression, I should say, perhaps. Um, so the first week, we'll practice each track for 20 minutes and do a qualifying thing on it. That'll set our base. Then each other week, regular week, is going to be the first session is setting the final time from the last week's track. Of course, this doesn't apply for that first week because we won't have had a final week, or last week rather. And then we'll do 3 sessions of this week's track training. That gives us a week to continue practicing it, should we wish to. And then once we get there during the next session, we'll set the actual time for it. My objective is to actually, I'd really like to track it for each driver and each session, but I don't really see me being capable of doing that. So I'll probably do that for myself. And I mean, I'm not expecting there to be a lot of people, but I'm hoping that we can get something going. And then after doing each of the four tracks, we'll have another final week where we basically do the same thing that we did on that first week. We do 20 minutes of practice, 10 minutes of qualifying with 4 laps, and with any luck, we will be a fair bit faster than our first times. That's the idea. That's 6 weeks of doing something weekly. I still got to figure out the timing. What day of the week, what timing, all that good stuff. I've been considering Thursday nights. That's a real contender. I don't really think I could do this on the weekend. I'd also really like to do it on the weekend. So, that's not confusing at all, right? I wouldn't mind doing it Saturday afternoon, basically where we were doing it yesterday. However, I think you said your Saturdays are often busy, which is why I'd have to shift it to a semi-later Saturday evening for me, I guess. Yeah, it's gonna have to be a weekday. We could do it as Fast Friday. Although Speedy Sunday is fun. I like Speedy Sunday. Fast Friday could be a thing. Okay, I think this is what we're gonna do. My schedule is gonna become Tuesday nights. Let's go with Tuesday/Wednesday nights. Well, Tuesday nights maybe. Tuesday nights maybe. Tuesday nights likely. Wednesday night equals race night. Some Sunday afternoons for the 3-hour GT3 race. Okay, that's what we're gonna do. Most. I won't promise to do all Sunday afternoons, mostly because there's Easter in the middle. sometimes I'll go for a hike, whatever it might be. But I think we'll do most Sunday afternoons. So Wednesday night, race night. Study of driving fast. I think this could be a Fast Friday thing. Friday nights. Maybe that would get okay for DeCito. So now we need timing. Wednesday night, race night, 5 p.m. Well, I guess I'd have to start earlier for testing. 3:30 to 4 p.m. It'll go until about 9 p.m. Three to four races. 3 to 4 races. There, we finally got a schedule set. That's what we're gonna do. Friday night study. I'm gonna say probably the same time-ish. It's a 3-hour thing, so we go 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Or we go 4 to 7. I'd say if it's the 4 to 7, I could be doing my own practice for the test coming up at 6. Just before the test. I'm going to call it a test. Call it 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. It'll be over just a little bit before 9 p.m. 4 hosted sessions. Okay, there we go. The Sunday afternoons was 11 a.m. for me. I like how I called it afternoon. I think it was 11 a.m. GT3. Look, if I just do start this one, IMSA fixed. I was probably right there. I just didn't read. I couldn't read this little bit while I was trying to do that alt tab, and then I click on stars. And I get rid of this. I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of the Formula 4s and the Formula Cs. And the Formula Vs. Okay. So now what we're going to do is click on the star. Tags eligible. Okay. And then we just got to remember when we look through here. Wait, we got IMSA. There should have been one more IMSA. 3545. Yeah, there should have been one more IMSA. We did that already. I thought I just started this. Quite literally just started this. Oh, I started the other one because there's two of them, because that's dumb. Right. Only one of them here, though. Don't know what's going on with that. GT3. The thing I wanted answered. Come to our stars now. Oh, it's because there's no race on them right now. That's what it means. The 3-hour IMSA race starts at 10 a.m. Like right now? Today? Yeah, actually. Huh. That feels early. Okay. This is the one, race starts at 1 p.m. So that's the time this race starts, 1 p.m. I'm not going to do it today because I don't have this track, and while it might be worth buying the track at some point, I don't think we have enough time to practice this thing today. Anyway, 1 p.m. is when the race starts. It lasts 4 hours. I thought it was 11. Really thought it was 11. It's definitely 1 p.m. though. Okay, so 1 p.m. I would say we want at least a little bit of warm up and practice, so let's go with noon. It would be Sundays. Afternoons would be 12 p.m. to about 4 p.m. Yeah, that's my schedule. Simon, not ready? Study of driving fast. Happening Fridays, 6 p.m. my time. Twitch dashboard. Give me the dashboard, and how do we set up a schedule? Community content. How the heck do you set up a schedule? Why is this stuff so hard? Stream. I'm glad they don't show that by default. 10 p.m. my time? I believe so. I do believe we're on different time changes DST-wise right now. I think you change in a week or two. I could be wrong. We've already changed. Just throw a wrench into that. If it is too early, we could probably push it. It is on Friday, so I think we could push that a little bit by an hour. I would like to see if you can make it. I'd like to make it so you could make it, rather, is what I'm trying to say. I want to stream manager. No, not the stream manager. Here. How to set up Twitch stream schedule. Click on settings and then channel and then something else. So settings. Well, I found channel. Ah, I finally found it. Holy, that was fun. Every Tuesday. This is supposedly in my own time zone? Really? Doesn't seem to be in my time zone. 12 to 4 on Tuesday? That was never the case. That's never been the case, Twitch. Okay. What the hell did we just say for my schedule? We should probably look at this. Wednesday night, 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. racing. 4 p.m. my time for about 5 hours every Wednesday. Racing Porsche cars. Racing Porsche GT3 around the world. iRacing, boop, boop, boop. Save changes. Yep. How did you get to Monday? Come on, Twitch. You can do it. Play it normal. Every Wednesdays. You guys do see that, right? That's selected every Wednesday. Well, I'm trying to set up a schedule for race night, but Twitch wants to choose my every Wednesday and change it to every Monday. What? Every Wednesday. Y'all see this? Every Wednesday is selected. Save changes. Every Monday. Well, oh, now it's on Wednesday. I'm gonna blow my mind. Okay. We finally have a race night schedule, American. Finally have a race night schedule. Or kinda, we're trying to add it in here now. Can't I add another one? Add a stream? Add a stream. Okay. This is gonna be the study of driving fast. Is going to happen at roughly 6 p.m. my time. You have a schedule? Isn't your streaming schedule just yes? Okay, we're building a schedule for the race stream, which has lost its schedule through life. And we're coming back for a regular schedule. Just yes. Also, I've been doing really bad at my schedule for regular this stream. Sunday nights, Friday nights rather, every Friday, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m., which is about 3 hours. 3 hours. We're going to be doing iRacing. And we're going to be learning how to drive fast. Save the changes. So no pizza Friday? I mean, we could do a pizza Friday before that particular time. But yeah, when we do a pizza Friday, we're going to have to plan to eat the pizza at 5 p.m. It's a valid point, especially since we have a goal sitting right below us for Pizza Friday on March 29th. Helmet-mounted pizza dispenser. Okay, so those are going to be regular things, and We're also going to add one more. We're running GT3s. We might play a little bit of IMSA just now and then, but we're going to run GT3s. Modern times? What do you mean modern times? I really wanted to play with IMSA because they have rain. They have multi-class stuff, which is terrifying but fun. But I'm afraid I'm going to lose my Class A license. And also there's 4 tracks that I don't know and don't even have. I would need to buy. And I like the lineup of the GT3 tracks, so I think it just makes sense to play with GT3s this season. Gives me seat time in the Porsche. I don't have to worry about trying to swap the session in the middle of the pits. Usually. How do you indicate that this stream is sometimes? Most Sundays. Most Sundays. 3-hour GT3 endurance race. Most Sundays. That's going to be every Sunday. It's going to start at noon. And it's going to last 4 hours-ish. Okay. So, look at that. What the hell just happened there? Oh, we didn't give it iRacing. Save. iRacing. Skip today. iRacing. You get it this time? Because it's like the 3rd time you screwed me up. Okay. There we go. Still says Monday. What the garbage is that? Every Wednesday, every Friday, every Sunday. Now it's correct. Yeah, they've got something going wrong. That thing is broke. Woo! We did it, turtles. We did it. He is a product tester, and in one scene, he tests his feeding machine and feeds him while still working. Sounds effective. Okay, so we've got a schedule. We're gonna do some... I'm looking forward to Friday now. What day is Friday? Other than it being Friday. Excuse me. The 22nd. Goodness. I kind of don't want to wait until the 22nd, but how can we create some buzz from now until Friday to see if we can't get some more people interested in the study of driving fast? My actual hope with this is we can get into the 20s, 20 regular viewers, which is the grow. Maybe 20 regular viewers. That's what I'd like to see there as a thing. I mean, I'd like to see it go up higher, but let's start somewhere possible first. Obviously, my objective is to improve my driving skills in the process. My thoughts for promoting it a little bit was the forums, more of to explain what I've learned. Except that's only I can only use that after having done a session, not before. Yep. There is all of that. Okay, so that was 2.5 hours of me babbling on about racing and getting a schedule set up and figuring this stuff out and testing it up and understanding that we're going to need to do a hour-long event with a race that will just never happen. We're just going to have to ignore that race. Actually, that's something else I need to test. When we set up a hosted, can we schedule it for a specific time in the future? You're gonna make me go through this stuff. Study of racing. Study of driving fast. Next. 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 This was set up terribly, but just to practice, we do this one. Practice, lone qualifier, warm up and race. Race as short as it goes. Practice 20 minutes. 10 minutes of quali for 4 laps. Warm up is what it is. That would continue. Cars. Use the GT3s, please. That's why I said car classes. Why are we looking at single cars? Select the car class. Oh, we could set up. Ah, interesting. Neat. We could run fixed setups. I don't think we're gonna force people to do fixed setups though. I think I'm going to run a very specific setup on all of the tracks. Like, I'm not going to change the setup on any of those. I want to compare my own driving skills, not that of, oh, the setup changed in this particular test. So pretend it's Lime Rock. Let's go to Classic without the chicane. Rolling start. How would I schedule you? Practice. This is for the time, not the actual time the thing starts. We're going to want to make sure we set the morning. So we go to the morning, then we go to the weather, and we're going to say it's going to be kind of coolish out. It's going to be overcasty. No wind, or as little wind as we can. I guess default humidity will be fine. As long as we just keep those settings, whatever they're going to be. Enable team driving. Restrict results to event participants. What the heck does that mean? Only allow drivers from selected leagues. Restrict spectators to selected leagues. Allow all driving aids, sure. Disable car decals and numbers. I don't really care about these. Start race with qualifying tire choice. Oh, that's interesting. I never knew they could make that happen. Don't do that yet. Leave marbles on the track. AI opponents. Do I have to press that button? I don't want to like schedule it right now. Now I don't know what happens, and I don't want to pay 50 cents right now. But I want to know if I can schedule them for specific times, and I think I can. I think I can load your last settings, but you can't like save this as a going future thing. Avoid players? What the heck is avoid? Oh. Yeah. Don't have AI. No AI. It's 50 cents, Tim. It's 50 cents, but you're just you're a bit of a cheapskate. Don't want to spend 50 cents when I don't have to. I believe I can schedule them. I don't know if I can create all 4 of them and get them all scheduled or not. There is a I actually don't even know if I can schedule 2 of them at the same time. I know you can schedule league sessions. Right. I'm only going to use half the session. Like, I only want to do half an hour. A little bit, because when I started planning this, I thought it was 50 cents for half an hour and $1 for an hour. But but this morning I realized I was wrong. It's 50 cents for an hour. And also I realized that for my solo qualifying, I need to add a race. I didn't really want to add a race, but it was a requirement. I couldn't just do a 20-minute practice, 10-minute qualifying, which worked out pretty well for the thing I have. So you have 20-minute practice, 10-minute qualifying, 15-minute break / review your analytics, 20-minute practice, 10-minute qualifying, 15-minute break. We do that 3 times. Technically we do it 4 times, but the first time will be last week's track where it's your test. How fast were you at last week's track? And then we jump into this week's track. I think it'll be pretty fun. Looking forward to it. Friday nights. So Friday nights. I'm done with my babbling on all of that. We can now open up Telemetry Buddy, or we could just jump in and start playing with some racing. I wouldn't mind going to race, but we also do need to spend some time on Telemetry Buddy at some point. We have the display fuel and weather, which does not display fuel quite as well as the other one does yet. Did iRacing give us the... C development, tire bites, Telemetry Buddy. Oh, now I'm starting to get tired. Feeling this. What is... Oh, it's not an image. Fuel to add. I thought you guys gave me the fuel already, by the way, if you want to change import way of writing code. Change to the import way of writing the code for Telemetry Buddy. Let me know. I could make some template for you to follow. I don't know what that means. Instead of you having to import all the files in index.html. Oh, okay. What do you mean by a template then? Well, is a template necessary for that? An example of how it's done. Sure. I think there's a reasonable chance that we could be doing that. That would allow me to do a little bit more of put my tiger bones in different files. The reason this is all one file is because I didn't want to sit there and keep adding it to the HTML file. That's really what that is. So we would automatically be able to break those down a little bit better. Okay, so we disabled the alerts. One thing that's kind of a mess with Telemetry Buddy is I started going a different way, then we changed directions. But both of those things are still there. Which makes it kind of a pain in the butt. Yep. I was also thinking last night it would be really cool to excuse me. It'd be really cool. I forgot where I was going with that sentence. It'd be really cool to do something. It'd be really cool if Tim knew what he was talking about. The cough literally made the idea go away. What was I thinking of? Oh, I know what I was thinking about. It would be really cool, especially for endurance overlaying and such, if my target was my actual target. Like it kind of told you my estimated position, say, after pit stops. So if like 5 people ahead of me pit, my race position has not changed by 5 positions up. It's not like I went from 10th to 5th, right? It's more like I'm still in 10th. I just haven't pitted yet. It'd be really cool if the overlay could kind of guesstimate at that, but that's also going to be really hard to do. I'd have to know what the pit delta is and whether I'm taking like all kinds of stuff. There's a lot of factors involved there. We also have a bug, and I don't know how to find or fix this bug, but there appears to be an issue, at least once in a while, with the delta bar display. Yeah, let's stick with GT3s. And let's stick with, let's jump in and go racing. Let's jump in and go racing. We're probably going to do a little bit of telemetry work from the other stream, but I'm going to jump us over to trailing brakes, where we're going to go racing and paying close attention to telemetry buddy and figuring out where we go. So for those on YouTube, this stream is going to end here. For those on Twitch, we're going to go raid over to trailing brakes and just do some racing. We could potentially buy that track and see if we could do a 3-hour race. But yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. Raid trailing brakes, and I'll be right back. Sound good? Enjoy.